All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Karkadash, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Now, this is a video, as you can see, it says Ghana marks 400 years since America's slave trade. And all they're going to be talking about basically is reparations for the blacks that were took from Africa, Ghana in particular, to the Americas, and a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people still fail to realize that it was more than just Judah who came from Africa into America as slaves. It was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the so-called African Americans, the so-called Haitians, and the Jamaicans. But there's 12 tribes of Israel. See, it ain't just a African thing. It's or a Judite thing. You got the rest of the tribes, the Latinos and the Native Americans, man. So this whole 400-year anniversary, give them reparations. How much later are the Latins going to ask for reparations for what happened to them being in slavery? And a lot of them don't even know that they were enslaved. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip and bring out some scriptures.
A visit to mark 400 years since the start of the transatlantic slave trade. Ghana's parliament welcomed the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives to West Africa, from where millions of Africans were sold into a life of slavery in the Americas. Nancy Pelosi described it as a grave evil which modern-day United States is reckoning with.
In Jamestown, Virginia, they will be having the observance of the 400th anniversary of the first enslaved person to set foot in America from Africa.
Also in the delegation to the capital, Accra, 12 members of the Black Caucus, Democratic Congressman Elijah Cummings and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, both targeted recently by Donald Trump.
Right, now, we'll go ahead and grab a scripture, because those ultimately are the sellouts in Israel, the Black Caucasus. Though they wanted to be a part of this society. They trying to make it seem like they doing some good and getting reparations, when in actuality we are not from the land of Africa. Our homeland, actually according to the Bible, is Jerusalem. All right, this first Maccabees chapter 1, verse 10, it says, and there came out of them a wicked root. Hold on, Slakia. Verse 11, Slakia. It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. That's why they call themselves the Black Caucasus, because they made a covenant to not help their people and keep their people asleep. It says, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Right, that's why they saying we still Africans and stuff, man, because our people up at them levels know who we are. It says, so this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forth therein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. He gave them laws to do after the ordinance of the heathen. That's the Edomites, the devils, man, to do their customs and stuff. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, which is the gym, according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Right, man, and that's keeping our people asleep, man. This whole we Africans, let's go back to Africa movement, all of that is keeping Israel asleep. And Israel represents the blacks, Native Americans, like I was saying in the beginning, man. It's more than just about Judah. This is Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. It said, "But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all." Right? Jerusalem is the mother of us all, man. Jerusalem is the original, the homeland of Israel, man. The Lord had us go and take them Africans out of that place, man.
The congressional delegation visited dungeons where slaves were abused, and Cape Coast Castle, where many of them passed through the so-called door of no return. It's here where millions of slaves caught their last glimpse of Africa before being shipped across the Atlantic in chains. Countless didn't make it.
And that's how you know we're the people, because we line up with prophecy. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28. Sloppy. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee." Egypt is talking about America. America is the modern day Egypt, man. "By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again." Right, our homeland, the land of Israel, man. We came through what they call the transatlantic slave trade. "And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." Right, ain't nobody gonna get us about this situation. And this is what they explaining to us right here.
Turn. It's here where millions of slaves caught their last glimpse of Africa before being shipped across the Atlantic in chains. Countless didn't make it when their ship sank. In the age of digital marketing, Ghana is promoting the anniversary with a campaign called the Year of Return, encouraging people of African descent, particularly in the U.S., to visit and even settle in Ghana.
The never again will we allow a handful of people with superior technology to walk into Africa, seize their peoples, and sell them questions.
In the U.S.,
Right, so, and you know, even though you're making that bold statement, you know, he might, more likely, it might be an Israelite. It was truly the Lord, because man doesn't have power. Man, they ain't got no power over their destiny, man. That's the problem with man nowadays. They think they can control everything. Just like we was dealing with this one young man today. And he declared himself a god and how he can control, you know, he got all the control that he want. We are free will, this, that, and the other. That's why this world is getting judged the way it's getting judged, because man think they got power. Man think they can do what they want to do, and now they adhere to authority, the righteous authority in the Bible. But this is Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity," right, over here in America, "where thou hast scattered us," right, and we actually are, we not only in America, we all over the world right now, "for a reproach and a curse," right, this was a curse unto us, man, "and to be subject to payments because of what our forefathers have done." Payments, we got to pay taxes and stuff, man. It says, "according to all the iniquities of our forefathers, which departed from the Lord our power," right. All right.
Candidates are competing to become the Democratic frontrunner in next year's presidential election. Disagreements over whether compensation should be paid to the descendants of slaves continue to divide the party.
$200 to $500 billion payment of a debt that is
Rewind that real quick.
Presidential election. Disagreements over whether compensation should be paid to the descendants of slaves continue to divide the party.
$200 to $500 billion payment of a debt that is owed. That is what reparations is.
Pelosi
These devils think that they can pay us off. Pay us off to keep quiet, even though Israel went through hundreds of years of servitude. You can't get that back, man. You can't pay us no money. You devils already got so far the head start that it doesn't make sense. One. Two, the Lord said he was going to pay us back. We don't want nothing from you, you Edomite devils, you Caucasians. This is Isaiah chapter 14. Isaiah chapter 14, verse. Yeah, I'm sorry, 1. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, the Black Signs, Native Americans, and set them in their own land, right? Going back to Jerusalem. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Right, I'm going to read verse 2 again. No, it's like it. I'm going to start back at verse 1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them. That's the rest of the Israelites. The Israelite foreigners, man. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Right. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So since y'all led the blacks, the Latinos, don't forget about them, and the Native Americans, them neither, into slavery, y'all gonna have to go into slavery, man. Ain't no amount of money you can pay the Black Signs, Native Americans. Ain't no amount of money you can pay God himself, Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, for what y'all have done. Esau looking at this as a man thing, or just trying to keep the people asleep, actually, in actuality, because Israel raising up all over the world, and they can't have the truth, and Jake and them looking for some hope, and the Lord bringing them around slowly but surely. And then Esau always trying to counter something, but you can't counter this, man. Back to verse 2, Isaiah 14:2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Right? So if you gotta look up the words captives, for you brothers that's coming in and stuff, man, look it up, man. Through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Shah, we're gonna get to put these heathen into slavery. Ain't no money, and he can't give us no money. We want slaves forever, like the Bible said, because the world was made for our sakes. What good is you giving us this money and you still run the world, still make the legislations, still sit on the seats, not on legislation, calling out shots and shit, man. All that, the time for the white man's rule is over with, right along with the other nations that's outside of the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Right, so ain't no money you can give us. It says prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their forefathers. Right, so y'all gonna be killed off. Y'all gonna go in slavery, be killed off. After 1,000 years, y'all gonna be totally exterminated. It says that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. Right, this land isn't y'all's. The land of Israel wasn't y'all's, man. Then y'all came to America and took it from the Southern Kingdom. Y'all got to pay, man. That money ain't finna. We came back. We ain't finna. Y'all not. What y'all gonna split up billions of dollars amongst the sand of the sea? That doesn't even make sense. And y'all don't even know who all Israel is. This is Israel. This is an Israel thing. This ain't no black thing, man. So without dragging it out, finish playing this, and then I'm gonna end it.
They said the congressional visit was about recognizing the evil of the past while also looking forward to the future.
Right. Y'all recognizing the evil of the past, but it ain't too many of y'all up there that's doing it. It's only a couple of y'all up there that's acting like y'all doing it. Y'all not doing it for it. Where the rest of y'all nation at? It's a such thing as reincarnation. Slack, y'all. Bear with me. This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Right, so y'all so putting us in slavery, so y'all gonna have to reap slavery. And that's all the scriptures speak about. Some of the stuff scriptures speak about, man.
Katia Lopez Loyan, Al Jazeera.
All right, and with that being said, all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Today we'll show you how you
Double honors to the elders and apostles of the well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.